Okay, so in the Paintbucket Gradient and Layers uh, folder, you've got a couple documents to work with. This one here with the pairs actually has a little note in it, and if you double click on it, you can see it says, use the selection tool to select the pairs, then use the paint bucket to change the color of the pairs. Huh, well that's easy, I can do that. And just delete that note. So I'll use a selection tool like the quick selection tool, select the pairs, and then I'll take a paint bucket and I will fill it in with a different color, maybe a green. And oh, it didn't work. Of course it didn't work. The problem is you've just selected something and you're not actually painting in that selection, you're painting on this particular layer. So you need to create a new layer. So if you go to the new layer button, now if you click on this, it'll work. And the problem is that's a little too solid. So you can either turn down your transparency or opacity, or you can choose a blend option. Maybe like an overlay, deselect, Command D, and there you go. You got some green pairs. And when you work with layers, you should always rename them. So we'll just call this paint layer. And then we know what they are, because once you start working with dozens of layers, it's hard to keep track of what you're doing. Now the other thing with layers is if you highlight them, that is the one that you're working in. So if it's blue, you're working in it. If it's not, you're not working in it. Okay, so if you want to get rid of a layer, hit delete, or a little trash can down here, and you'll be good. Now this one asks for a gradient. Gradient tool is right here. And say I want to use this rainbow gradient, or I can choose a different gradient. Say I choose this one here, and if it dithers out to a checkerboard, then it's transparent. If it's white, then it's solid white. So if I want to change the color, I can click on the little tab, go to color, and I can change it to whatever I want. And then I hit OK, and I just click and drag out where my gradient's going to go. And there it is. That one didn't really work very well, obviously. So we'll choose a rainbow. And that doesn't work very well either, but we can always turn down the transparency of it. But of course, it would have helped if I actually put it on layer by itself. Whoops. There we go. See? Even I make mistakes. There we go, and that's it. So that's all you'll have to do.